has just begun. The choices he has made, his bed is already laid, because he's a dead man walking.
And you know, they're the other two you recognize, and I could give names to, but we're just going to concentrate on Luca right now. And he calls out, "What you want, Jimmy? What's going on?"
Oh, I was hoping maybe
you
you
doing?
know. Looks like you guys got all the guns, and I just like have my hands up as long as they're training on me. I don't got anything in my hands. I'm safe. Just here to talk.
We do. What how'd you get out? I thought you were in the cells. I heard you got in a little bit of trouble, eh?
Well, Max is still my son, and that's about all the explanation that needs, I think.
And they kind of
nod
they still have their weapons. Yeah, they nod knowingly. They still have their weapons trained on you, but like since you clearly have your hands up, they've kind of moved to maybe they're not engaged ranged. They're considered short, so they're anywhere between like probably 10, 20 feet away, kind of close. They have their weapons trained on you, but kind of like loosely at their hips, not like aiming at you specifically. So they're a little bit wary of you because they do know you, and so you haven't seen any, you haven't acted very hostile. He's like, yeah, we've got it pretty good here. We're taking back the colony for the UPP. We finally decided that there's enough lawlessness here, especially with, well, to be frank, started with you.
Well, hold on now. I'm not here to blame for a lot of that. I try to keep the lawlessness down with Max. I try to lay down the law. You know that. Probably completely missing the point because they're probably going to be pointing over to like the cargo ship.
That's true. From where you are, by the way, as you start looking around, as you move through these containers, you can see over here north of the hydroponics, and you see that there is a drop ship. It looks like a military drop ship.
Ooh.
I'll just add it to this layer right here. There's a military drop ship parked just north of the hydroponics. And
I see it over there. Yeah.
Not quite on the starbase. Yeah, I've added it right there. So, and I'm not saying your attention is directed over there, but as you're moving forward, you notice that.
Okay. Yeah, pretty big, pretty.
He goes, yeah. It's not necessarily your fault, but it seemed to be the tipping point for our contacts over there. They've wanted their hands on this place for a while. And now we've given it to them on a silver platter. And you've even brought them a ship.
Well, I kind of figured those guys had some military training. Guess that hunch was right. Well, I'm not here to start a fight or nothing. I figure my chances are kind of screwed with the companies now at this point.
Oh? And...
yeah. I give up. I surrender. I'm willing to change sides. Willing to defect.
Oh, interesting. Well, the UPP always appreciates those who shuck off the oppressive yoke of the corporations, even if it is a ex-Marine like yourself. Well,
I'm sure I'll come in handy. It looks like there's a handful of stuff happening right now that could probably use a little bit of my assistance.
I think that we might put that up to the commander's decision, but I'm afraid, well, we're gonna have to take those from you. I mean, no offense, but we know how slick that guy is, and
yeah, take everything off.
We don't want to risk anything.
I don't mind one bit, but look, I'm clear. I'm not playing anything. You know, you can trust me. Look, we've talked before. I'm not one of the types who'd go back on his word. You know that.
manipulation roll.
Okay. I don't have any manipulation, unfortunately, so this is just straight empathy. And I don't suppose command fits whatsoever, because command is an entirely different set of scenarios here.
Well, yeah, and especially with the way you said it. If you were, I mean, if you like with the direction you went, it seemed more of a manipulation. If you tried to command him to be
you can trust me because I'm an honest person, roll. And it is honest. I just have to get it across to them. So let's.
Yeah.
Where's the box?
Success.
Give me the box. There we go. I'm willing to drop a stress on it to push it just to see if I can get. I think 6 dice has a chance. That okay?
Fair enough. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm clearly realizing this is probably a stressful or difficult scenario, but I get it across. Hey,
you're starting to like look around, and like as you start like talking about holding onto your weapon, you see them kind of like the guys around you start to like, maybe even raise your weapons, and you're like, no, you guys know me. You call them out by name. You're like, I watched your kids when you were sick, or I remember when I took your you for that joyride on the shuttle a few months ago, and
yeah, we went on that hunting trip together. You remember? We even brought out the huge LMG.
An easy way to hunt. Just mow them all down.
It's not fun if it's not excessive.
Exactly. So they take Conrad's weapons, and they kind of take you into custody, and they begin taking you towards. You hear Luca kind of step aside, and he's got like one of those walkie-talkies on him, and he starts. He relays this situation over, and he listens, and he goes, "All right, well, we'll take him to the command center." And well, Jimmy, it looks like you're gonna be able to talk to the Big Cheese himself. Well, we're gonna have to take you to the commander.
Oh, good. At least I got a shot. Well, wish me the best of luck, everyone. And I assume they're escorting me there.
Yeah, they're escorting you, and so you are eventually going to be taken. So you are basically being taken on this path here towards just, I guess, the entrance to the spaceport would be right about here on the first level. So that is where you are headed. So I'm just going to move you over there. They're escorting you through that. And the Theta is back.
Hey.
Yeah.
And we now saw that you are wearing pants, so.
I said I was wearing pants.
Et tu, Brutus.
Alien, the pants.
People might not know this. I think we did it off stream, but earlier I had pants on. I am wearing pants. Watch me. I'm wearing shorts.
Phrase out of nowhere.
Eli started the stream with pants on and then took them off because he does things the opposite way of a normal streaming person.
Yes. Yeah. It's welcome to Strip Aliens. You have one stress dice.
I think we're in the wrong fan fiction, everybody.
So, Max, you have successfully skirted past this UPP trooper, and you are kind of in this section where you have this open space between A block and the spaceport. What would you like to do?
Wow, I see when I was gone that Jimmy went in my direction for some reason.
So Jimmy went up to the containers, and then he's currently being escorted to the spaceport.
So the time it takes me to sneak from the one hallway is the time it takes Jimmy to sneak all the way around.
He's not there.
I'm sneaking. I'm just moving. You have like this whole path.
He's not there yet. So this is why this is his. That was him, and it's going to take a little bit of time. But this is you.
I'm just joking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have moved to right here. It does not look like you have been noticed yet. Let me roll another observation check. I'm going to keep that last one rolling for you. Yeah, there are you're moving across this from container to container and dashing, and no one's noticing you. It's all quiet aside from gunfire in the distances. It's very quiet around where you are. Continue moving. Where would you like to go? Would you like to make it into the building? From where you are, you can see the. I'm going to delete this, and you guys will get to see my artistic ability. There's a shuttle. Well, a shuttle, and then the rocket booster, and here's the little cockpit. Yep, these are the wings. Yep, that is a shuttle.
Wow.
It's got landing struts. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, and because every racing shuttle, and because Jimmy drives it,
It's got racing stripes.
got racing stripes.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make a move into this room.
Yep.
So you move forward, and this door is completely wide open, and you make your way in here, and it is you start to hear voices ahead of you, and you peek forward into this forward room, into that area where there's several vehicles, and you see several UPP troopers. Looks like they're moving around and like checking out the equipment and even organizing some of it. And you see you're seeing at least one colonist even working with them and kind of like pointing to different pieces of equipment, and they're like searching through it and looking at it. It looks like several of them are actually even organizing it and moving it like away from shelves and into the center. It looks like they're even maybe they're getting ready to like take some of this equipment away, is what it looks like.
Yeah, I want to try and sneak through the middle of them all. I'm pull a solid snake on this.
All right, make another mobility check. I will roll for the troopers.
Wow. So what happens on a tie? Oh, you know what? Actually. Could I, because it's in the rules, have used my previous successes as +1s to forward events of the same nature?
Yeah, what was your last check? How many successes did you have?
I was 3 over, I believe, because I think the guy I rolled against had no successes, so I have 1 to initial
Yes.
and 3 extra. And each success can be used that way, so I would have 3 +1s. I'm assuming a +1 is an extra die.
Yeah, it's another extra dice. So you had, let's see, you had 4 successes. Yep, so you have another +3. So roll another 3 base dice.
Yeah, well. So what happens on a
Great.
tie?
What happens on a tie? That is a good question. I don't know. We flip a coin. I know that sometimes these skills in a tie, sometimes they cancel each other out, and I think that actually might be what happened. I think the way it works is their observation cancels your sneak dice, and so you have 0 successes, and so you failed. I think that's how.
But if it cancels their observation, they also have 0 successes and don't notice me. I mean, if they cancel out, it works both ways, right?
Well, no. So they notice you automatically if you fail your mobility. Is I think the idea.
Do they not also go blind for having no observation? Does not?
I guess like the
them in
default scenario here via explanation is 2 people just standing in a room looking at each other.
Well, I'm saying it from the opposite point of view, because any ruling you make applies both ways. So, like, if I fail an observation check on a person who fails their stealth check, does that also not mean that nothing happens? I'm saying if a bad guy...
We'll find out soon enough, I think.
Yeah, if a bad guy stealths in
we
front
just
of me...
gotta go searching through that whole book there.
Yeah, there's a few references in at least the hard copy that is wrong. Like they're referencing me to the chapter 4, but
Ooh.
chapter 4 is talents, and it should be referencing
Where
me
does it? What
to
page does it say
chapter
to
5.
reference section 4?
I looked under skills, and it says for more about sneaking and mobility, check out chapter 4.
Oh, okay.
Chapter 4 is talents. So combat and panic. So I'm looking under stealth mode because you are in stealth mode. So you automatically detect passive enemies in the same zone or in line of sight. If you make no attempt to move quietly, passive enemies will automatically detect you as well. Draw initiative. If you want to sneak past the passive enemies undetected or make a sneak attack, roll for mobility against their observation. You get a modification based on the distance to the enemy. So you would have had one penalty because this is in the same zone. Because like you're sneaking right past him. But, if we take away one of those bonus dices, that wasn't a success. Whatever. Easy peasy. Doesn't matter in this case. Active enemies may... Active enemies can also sneak up on you. It does not say how opposed rolls work. Let me see if it says under just rolls. Mean success, opposed rolls. Let me check page 64. Sometimes rolling a success isn't enough to succeed with your skill roll. In some cases, you need to beat your opponent in opposed roll. You have to roll successfully and roll more dice than your adversary. Every success your adversary rolls eliminates one of your dice. Only you, the attacker, can push your roll. So I think this is... So to win an opposed roll, you have to roll successfully and roll more successes than your adversary. So, since it's roll more successes than your adversary, you succeeded because you just needed one success. You succeeded, but his success... Well, no. So, yeah, there's two things. You have to roll successfully and roll more than them. You succeeded because you had at least one success, but you didn't roll more than them. So, I do not believe you succeeded. Does that seem to track? I think it seems unnecessary to say you have to both roll successfully and roll more successes than your enemy. Right? Because if you succeed, then you've had rolled at least one success, right?
God, the words of this game. You succeeded, but in succeeding, you did not succeed. So, fuck you, game writers. Use regular English.
It looks like it could use a little bit of tune-up. So
I don't need to live in like 11th century peasant terms where I need the priest to tell me what the Latin Bible says.
Yeah, it's funny too because it says to win you have to roll successfully and roll more than your adversary. Every success your adversary rolls eliminates one of your successes. So are they saying in addition to you having to roll more than them, they eliminate your dice? I mean, that's the same as saying you roll more than them.
Yeah,
right?
they've totally doubled up on a lot of their speech. They just roll more than your opponent.
That's all you have to say. Roll more successes than your opponent. So you didn't roll more successes than your opponent. So both UPP troopers spotted you. So I'm going to say you start moving through and you're at this entrance here. And as you do, one of this guy is maybe he's pulling a box off the shelf and he turns. He's inefficient. So he's turning like weirdly the full way around and he sees you. And as you're like coming through the door and what the hell? And he drops his box. We got a kid here. Roll initiative.
One fast boy, one really slow boy.
Oh,
and the colonists is also really
fast
slow.
boys.
I mean, at least they're all in right order.
Two fast boys.
8, 3, 2, 1.
Yep. So it's going to go soldier one or soldier one soldier, colonist, the other soldier. So we'll say that the one that got a 1 is the one that spotted you. So he what the hell? And he drops this crate he's holding. Well, he sees a kid. He's not shocked. So he's going, well, he's probably a little surprised, but he's not going to be shocked enough to drop it. He's going to use his fast action to put the crate back on the shelf. And then with his slow action, he's going to walk up to you to engaged range. And he's going to go, what, kid? Everything is okay. Calm down. Just we'll take you to family. Yes.
I appreciate that nobody knows how to talk to kids in these worlds.
Yeah. Everyone keeps giving Max like this benefit of the doubt, like, oh, you poor child thing.
Well,
then Max punches them in the dick.
It's not even that, just that nobody knows how to talk to a kid, like I'm some sort of alien creature.
Maybe it's more me. I'm just like, how do I talk to a kid in this situation? I'm a UPP soldier.
It's a war zone. I'm killing people.
But also, I just see a kid running in, and I'm like, I'm not about to start shooting because that's real bad.
Literally right across the way, they're shooting people in the medical station. So I mean, they're
who knows?
War crimes left
Maybe you
and
found
right.
the nice guy. You found the not war crimes guy.
Everything is okay. We'll take you to family. Yes.
Here, let me take off my necklace of ears.
Let me take you to your dead body, your family.
You hear me now? Yes.
The colonist over here that also got the 2 is going to
wait a second.
He hears the commotion.
Do I not go here? I got the 3.
I rolled a 2 on the colonist.
Yeah. You
got the 2 on the colonist.
3. Oh, are you going in reverse order? How's the order here? I thought we were going high
1 to 10.
low. We're going high to low, or we're going low to high?
Let me double check. I thought it was low to high.
This is the problem when you have a lot of combats, which is 1 or 2 people. That I don't.
Grab 10 cards, numbered 1 through 10. Number 1 acts first, number 2 acts second.
Oh.
A count up.
Yeah, the problem is that we have so many other games.
So Soldier 2 went first and walled it up to you then.
Yeah. Soldier 2 went first with his 1 the 1.
I have a counter here that the colonist failed his check and didn't see me.
Yeah, it works. I don't mind at all. Because his action was going to be, oh, hey, that's Max. He's a troublemaker. That was going to be his action.
Called shot to the head. Fuck that guy.
Boom!
You had one chance.
The one person that recognizes you. Boom! So now you're going to shoot him before he outs you, right?
That's not Max. That's Marty McFly. Boom!
Name's Marty to you.
Tell Doc Brown I'll see him in
All
hell.
right. What would you like to do?
I know I'm engagement range. Is running a fast action or a slow action?
Running is a action.
I run away.
I know that. So the first thing is, since you're in engaged range,
I die.
you have to, since he's right next to you, you have to do a. It's going to be hard for you, but you're going to have to do a mobility check. I know. It's not built for your kit, but
I mean, after we all saw the Xander's 50 fails in a row, I think we all understand how bad it can be.
So what this action that you're taking, just so we know, this is a fast action, and it's called a retreat action, and the prerequisite is enemy at engaged range, and you're using your mobility to dip out. So you a retreat, if you have an active enemy at engaged range, you make a mobility check to move away to short range. So you have essentially, with your fast action, moved from right next to each other, so adjacent to in the same zone. So if we're considering this room here one zone, then you were in engaged range and you're in the same zone, you're just no longer in engaged range. With a slow action, which you now have, you can run, which is a fast action. So you could use your slow action for a fast action to run. You can spend a fast action to run from one zone to a neighboring zone, or between short and engaged range from an enemy or PC in the same zone you're already in. No roll is required to run unless it's into a cluttered zone. So essentially, yeah, you dive away from him as he. Why do you not want my necklace of ears? Where are you going? And run into the next room. And
Yeah, Smirnoff
on
wasn't funny.
initiative. And on initiative 8, this guy over here shuffles over to this room. Did I hear kid not want necklace of ears? Who is kid? Must be Monster. Kid, what are you? Where are you going? What's going on? It's okay. Calm down. Stop running. It's everything okay. I'm going to roll observation checks to see if either of them spot your weapon.
I mean, do you just open fire on a kid even if he is armed? It's not like I said I'm pointing a gun at them.
They
Not
know
without
to
a
treat
joke.
you dangerously.
Yeah, it's more that exactly what Griffin said. They know you're armed, so like if you pull out a gun, they're out and be like, oh, what?
I do appreciate the camera lag I have on your end, where you emoted before I heard anything.
Oh, why is my lag so bad today? I'm gonna
don't know.
reset my headset again.
I don't have any audio lag. It's just that's why I said I could see you emote before the text, or I mean the voice came out.
All right,
Like a
I'm
bad
back.
spaghetti western.
Yeah, maybe I should start saying it. Be like, oh my god. How was that?
Weird.
All right, I got to work on the timing, but I'll look like a bad lip dubbed character. So yeah, this guy walks up and maybe he's the first one that notices you're armed. And kid, where'd you find that weapon, huh? Come talk to us, yeah? We have weapons too, yeah? We can show each other.
I mean, given the way that things work, he's already saying these things in a strange, calm tone, even though he's talking to my back as though I'm slow motion running away from him.
So yeah, but you're like that's a good question. You're just bolting away.
Yeah, and they're calmly talking to me as though I'm still in the same room as them.
They're trying to like make appeals to you as you're running, and you're just ignoring
them. Come back, kid. Come back.
It's literally like I stumbled into a person, spooked, and ran away. Hey kid, what are you doing? I am clearly talking to you still as though you're in front of me.
So, using his next action, so that's this round. So coming back to initiative 1, and the first guy, he's gonna. I guess he's just gonna use. This is interesting. Just the way the action economy of this game works is if you have to keep using your one action to at least like if he moves into engaged range with you, then you have to essentially he can use one action to enter your zone and then another action to enter engaged range.
Yeah, so essentially running is not running in the sense of I'm used to it in other games.
Yeah,
According to this, I can't get the fuck away from this guy because I can move one zone at a time.
Yeah, and even if you weren't engaged and you were both spending each of your actions to run, they would just keep up with you.
Yeah, despite the fact that I don't know, I am a super mobile android with literally 11 mobility dice, and this guy probably has, I don't know, 3
yeah, like one of the main
dice.
things is obviously like running away from the aliens. So how do you escape from things?
That might be a very, very difficult situation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 11 mobility dice. Android. Probably 3 to 4 mobility dice. Human. Wandering behind me, Pepe Le Pew style. Can't get the fuck away from him.
Oh my god.
Hey, come back here.
I'm done.
So Pepe Le Pew and his brother are following after you. Basically, one of them calls back. Hey, you know who this kid is? Okay, that changed the accent completely. It's like the Bronx. This guy's following you, and he's gonna move into this zone, and he's kind of got his hand on his weapon now, and he's like, "Kid, there's no need to run. Where are you going? Stay here, chat."
Yeah, he's still just trying to make an emotional appeal.
Yeah, he's still trying this one last emotional appeal, and he's moving forward. And he's now moved. His weapon was shouldered at this point. So one of his actions is to move into this sector or this zone, and the other is to basically ready his weapon. I'm not saying it's like a readied action where he can fire like other games, but more that he has drawn his weapon. The colonist moves from here to here, moving one zone. And since you can see from zone to zone, he spots you, and he says, "Oh, that's Max. He's trouble. Deal with him. Just get rid of him." And that's what the colonist says. And the colonist, strangely enough, also draws a gun, a handgun, as a matter of fact. No, the colonist is not going to draw a weapon. The colonist does not draw a weapon. But he does say, just deal with him. Very dismissively. And so because of that, I'm going to switch this. This guy does not seem like a good colonist. So I am going to replace him with a red. Oh, that is on the wrong. I'm going to replace him with
something.
Yeah, just
a red circle. Yeah, there you go.
A red circle. So that way, he's not a good colonist. And that would be bring it up to initiative 3, Max. One of these guys said, get rid of him.
Oh, did you say get rid of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deal with him. Get rid of him.
Deal with him, but I wanted to make sure the terminology was.
Yeah, it was deal with him.
All right. So
just
I
finish
already
him
have
off.
my gun in hand, right?
Sure.
I mean, you indicated that they could see me with it, so it must be obviously out.
Yeah.
Well, if they're saying get rid of him as though I'm going to get killed right here now, I might as well just turn this into a fight.
All right.
Aiming. Fast action, slow action. What am I looking at here?
Aim is a fast action.
All
and
right.
aiming...
It's a +2 bonus. Yeah, I'm on the page. It didn't say on the page that I'm on what it is.
Yeah, it says on page 88 the whole list of slow and fast actions.
Yeah, I'm on page 94, which is the ranged combat section. Yeah, so I'm gonna aim and then shoot this guy in front of me.
You know the cool thing about androids is because you only run out of ammo when you take a stress dice.
I'll never run out of
You'll
ammo.
never run out of ammo.
I know.
Yeah, wow, that actually is amazing.
I was aware. It's like
Nice.
Which is funny. You have like a
didn't
revolver.
randomly decide to be an android.
I have infinite revolver ammo.
Max, take the minigun.
So you have hit with 1 dice. You can't push the roll, so this is the success. You've done 2 damage with your hit. He does have armor, and
Yeah,
none of
that's
it
right.
takes it.
That's right. I fire with 12 dice.
So you flip up your gun and bam! You shoot him in the chest, and he staggers back, and you can see just a trickle of blood, and where his armor has just crumpled from the impact from your 357. And that was your your slow action. Would you like to take
No,
a
that was
fast
both.
action?
That was both. I aimed.
Oh, because you aimed,
Yeah.
right? You took a shot, and on
I'll see you in hell,
8,
you turncoat.
this guy over here, since they're in an
Only a
adjacent sector,
real
they can...
asshole would turn the tables on their own colony.
Which one did you shoot
true.
exactly?
The guy in front
colony?
of me. No, the guy in front of me. I'm just saying
Okay.
all this stuff out loud so the colonists can hear. Because only a real fucking asshole would turn against his own colony. You yellowed belly turncoat. What a real asshole would do that. Fuck any person that does that, am I right?
You realize the
Very
colony
true.
was about to ship you off to a death camp and execute you.
You realize the colony was about to ship you off to a death camp. Yeah. Have an argument with an 11-year-old. I dare you.
I'm glad you can really channel your 11-year-old into this game. So the other UPP trooper is in this zone adjacent, and since there's a doorway there, he's just going to draw his weapon with his fast action and fire. The kid's opening fire! Get him!
Child soldier, child soldier.
Child soldiers! Yeah. So he's going to fire his AK-40-47 pulse rifle, which has long range.
Child
So
soldier did not want my necklace of ears.
kill him! He no want necklace of ears.
What a
He
real
monster.
hellhole this place is.
Magical power of ears, heal my wound, please. Dying.
So as this other trooper gets blown back by your shot, the first one just releases a barrage of full auto fire, and it just, I mean, you duck a little bit, and it leaves a line of bullet holes on the wall behind you. And that is back to the other trooper then on initiative 1. So we're now in the new round, and you have your actions back. He is going to he's a little shocked that you did this, but he is going, well, I mean, surprisingly, he's shocked. He's going to take aim and fire. Would you like to do anything?
I can't. Dodge only works in close combat, I guess.
Oh, it does?
When attacked in close combat, you can dodge. This works like blocking.
Interesting.
So I guess blocking only works in close combat as well. Well, I mean, obviously.
Well, they're not doing Star Wars lightsaber blocks. Xander's over there
Good, you're an
twirling his
android. You
baton.
have the power of the Force.
I just mean that ranged combat is exceptionally deadly. That's all I was getting at.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could
So
take
he's
cover,
going to-
maybe.
I mean, it's why I
Yeah.
was trying to run away, but
Yeah.
There is, the one thing that's interesting about Alien is NPCs don't actually take cover. PCs are the only ones that take cover.
I just want to point out that my
Oh.
first answer to this was to run away. And then you pointed out that the rules say you cannot run away. So I am where I am because of the rules, not because of personal decisions.
Yes. And I get that. I'm trying to work with
Oh, no
what
worries.
the
I'm
rules
fatalistic. I
have.
have no problem dying in the game. I am just saying that my attempt to run away was hampered by the rules of the game, not because of my own personal decisions.
I understand completely. And
Hand washing this off of myself.
so he fires. Aiming, you said, was 2 dice bonus.
Yep, +2.
Ooh, what does full auto do?
Don't know.
It seems like I think that only affects if you're trying to blast a bunch of people. So I don't think it's going to help here.
By
but,
the way, if
you
you're
know-
attacking an engaged range, that is a modifier too.
Oh, he's not in engaged range. They're in short. One guy is in medium range because he's in an adjacent zone. But the
Full
other
auto
guy
fire is
will
on
have.
page 96.
Where's this?
+2 modifier is full auto.
Oh, yep.
Also, he gains a stress level.
Oh yeah, he's taking it. Stress level, and he's just going to. I mean, you shot him in the chest, and he is.
Wow,
he's not
aiming at
happy.
full auto. That's a +4. I am fucked.
We'll see how this works. Can he also push this roll?
That means NPC.
Interesting.
I don't know. Can NPCs push?
Yeah, I don't think NPCs can also push the roll. So
I mean, at this point, all
I'm
I
gonna
have
say
going
for
for
now,
me now
no.
is that I'm beneath notice.
So he 0 successes. So he
Man, what's this guy? Played by Corey or something? Am I right, guys? Am I right?
So he unloads and
I don't
just.
know why I called you Corey. Your name's Cody.
I thought it was some reference that I just didn't
Right.
get.
Well, my problem is
maybe
that
to,
my
like-
character picture is also Corey Feldman, so I've got all these C names running around in my head.
When you said Corey, I was picturing Corey and Trevor from the Trailer Park Boys. And so that was my first thought. I was like, interesting. That would be a Russian Corey. But they fire terribly. But yeah, he just almost unloads and it just goes everywhere but you. So that is his turn. The colonist is going to. Hey, basically, he's like taking cover and he's got his pistol out, but he doesn't. Thematically, this guy's in the doorway and firing, and so he's not going to move up to also fire. He thinks he knows you're a troublemaker, but he's got 2 UPP troopers unloading on you, so he is
I
not
would have
too
thought.
concerned.
I would have thought that his play would be, well, if these 2 guys fail, I need to be able to plausibly deny that I helped them murder a child.
That could be the plausible deniability there.
All right,
That,
well, I'm gonna unload on the guy in the room again.
All right, so so he doesn't fire, so it's back to you.
Yep, another +2 bonus for aiming.
Yep.
Same guy in the room with me.
All right. What would you like those 3 successes to go
So
to?
I want that to be more damage, so 5 damage I think I'm looking at.
5 points of damage is what we're looking at. He has armor 5, so we shall see what happens here. 5 successes. No, so he takes 4 points of damage. So you bam! You fire him once and he staggers and unloads, and he fires a bunch, and you just place a shot perfectly in his face. And he is down and dead.
Damn.
And he drops.
Oh man, if I survive this and Jimmy shows up and I'm like wielding bloody body armor, giant assault rifle, where you been, Dad?
Maxim received the killer trait.
I thought about it. Right?
That's one you did think about. And you don't get stressed for killing this guy,
Nope.
so that helps even
I
more.
mean, honestly, I did roll on it too. I did select killer, like I expected all this shit.
So the other guy, the other, so back at the very beginning of the initiative,
Yeah, I talked a lot of shit. Now it's time to get the shit shot out of me.
he is going to, now that he's up there at the doorway, he like looks a little shocked. I can't believe you killed him, you bastard! And we'll aim and unload on full auto.
Russian
See if,
Johnny, no!
No, he had the best ears.
I wish my dad had given me body armor.
So
Oh my
he
God.
fires.
I want to point out that I only have 3 hit points.
And he hits for 1 hit
So 2 damage.
for 2 points of damage.
I also want to point out that literally, if these guys are dealing 2 points of damage, that having a 1 point of body armor would be amazing.
Claim me dead.
3 hit points. Now I'm down to 1 left.
Cover does provide armor for you. That's what cover
Right,
does,
right,
by the
but
way.
the aiming bonus is just too important, I think, right now.
Okay.
I've learned
Well,
in these
you
games
get-
that going full offense is more important than any defense.
Okay. And especially since you don't die automatically if you get hit, there's a chance that you just get disabled
And
slightly.
I also have Beneath Notice, which allows me to roll twice on that chart.
So he fires, firing more and more, and you get, maybe you're trying to dodge, and you're like, I got this, and you get, shot in the thigh. The colonist, he hears this guy like screaming, and he is going to, move away. He moves 1, and he moves 1 zone here, and then you don't know where he goes.
Oh, bastard's gonna circle around
Since this door here is closed.
or get help.
So you see him move, and like you can hear his footsteps, but then that's it. And it's your turn.
All right, I take aim and I fire again. This
Let's see
other
it.
guy, I'm not shooting a dead body.
Blowing off his
He's
ears
got
one
the
by one.
bloodlust.
More damage.
4 damage.
All right, so he's you're gonna hit him, and his body armor absorbs none of it. So you're firing like a champ. You're an android. You know the weaknesses in your armor. You're shooting them where they don't have any plating, and he is extremely hurt. He is going to fire at you. He is going to fire full auto, but he is not going to aim because he has another plan for his fast action. So full auto is going to give him another stress level, and he gets 2 dice for doing it. And he hits for 4 points of damage. It helps.
What happens to every point over the max?
There
Over the
isn't
max.
anything. There isn't anything that happens immediately. Let me double check. I could be lying. I don't want to lie.
I mean, 1 puts me at 3, and 3 is my max. So
I think when you get down to this might actually have some different rules. There for human, I think you can die from taking damage. There are 4 critical injuries that automatically kill you. Broken. So you can't go below 0 health. So what happens is you get dropped down to 0, and that's it. The next time you take damage, it'll automatically go to you'll take another injury result. So roll, I guess just roll 2d6 separately.
Yep. Obviously, I'm going to take a 1. 1 is always the least.
Yep. The 5 would be severe chassis breach, and 1 would be ruptured fluid pump. So you lose your next slow action.
Yeah.
Well, the other one would be your internal organs spill out, and you're completely immobilized.
Yeah, just that next slow action would have been important. I was like, wait a second, what is 5?
So this guy, he screams and sprays you with fire, and as he does, he turns and runs 1 zone away.
Okay.
And it's your turn.
In 1 fast action, would I be able to get this guy right here's gun?
In 1 fast action, no, because you have to.
And that's it then.
Yeah, because it would be a fast action to move into engaged range with him, and then another to draw the weapon. So roll an observation check as you're sitting here in this room.
One of my second best rolls, by the way. He rolls
Yeah.
successes. I don't know, 1 success.
So you get over here and you pick up the AK-47 pulse rifle. You have the stats for that, right?
I have the book.
You can just see that from right there. You can just see it from what I rolled.
Yeah,
it's just damage 2, bonus 0.
Yeah, I have the
long.
book, though, so it doesn't matter.
Easy peasy. So as you're picking up his rifle, you hear there's some kid. He killed Gregor. He's shooting us up. We need help. I'm badly hurt. You hear that coming from this room over here. What would you like to do? It is now your turn.
I will strip this guy of his armor.
All right. You're stripping him of his armor. Let's see how long will that take? I think that might take more than just a slow or a
If it takes a little bit longer, then that's fine too.
Because climbing into a spacesuit is a slow action. That requires a mobility check. I wish the section that says all the actions would have references to where these checks are. So since climbing into a spacesuit is a mobility check, I'm going to say that you can make a mobility check to strip him as a slow action.
I'll use the +1 to help me do it better or faster or whatever.
What would you like to use that +1 for?
I mean, if I could do it somehow better or faster.
Yeah, we'll say that you could use that +1 to give you a mobility check to try to just don it right now as your other action.
Boom, there you go. I'm even better at donning it than I am at taking it off.
Yeah, so you quickly just like field strip him down, and maybe the easy part there is because you're smaller than him. All you really grabbed was just the chest section and the helmet, even, or just enough to cover what's ruptured on your and what you've taken damage to, and so you don that again. You can hear that there sounds like there's commotion up ahead and like above you, and it sounds like that his call has caused a little bit of motion all around you, and that's where we're going to pause you for now. Jimmy, you're moving across. You're probably right about here, right in front of the hydroponic farm. You're walking with Luca and his two, for better words, goons and UPP guys, colonists, and you get to hear and you start hearing gunfire coming from the spaceport. And these guys they look around, they pick up their weapons and kind of look forward and look at each other, kind of like, what the hell do we do? They don't seek cover or anything like that, just because they're not trained. What would you like to do?
They're just responding to the radio, or is there additional fire happening here? I'm sorry.
You guys are walking towards the spaceport, and you're hearing gunfire. You're hearing sporadic gunfire in general, and this is all coming from the south, towards the C block and the D block. However, now you start hearing gunfire, like full automatic weapons, and the occasional retort of a handgun coming from up ahead in the spaceport. And this clearly surprises these guys, and they kind of look at each other.
Jimmy's stroking his chin a little bit, going, "That's Max. That's got to be Max." He said he was.
Are you going to say that, or are you saying that aloud?
Aloud. I'm just speculating. That's got to be Max. He said he was heading to the spaceport.
Your son is out and armed?
Apparently.
You need a better handle on your kid. And
governments have tried.
They look at you. Is this going to be a problem if they're fighting your son?
I think we can work something out. Where's that radio? He's gonna head towards the shuttle.
He's got his walkie-talkie. Who are you trying to contact?
Good question. I don't actually know who I'm trying to contact, so it's actually kind of useless.
And
I can't send an order out ahead or make a request or anything, because I don't know who I'm trying to target or communicate to. So yeah, it doesn't matter. So that idea is just kind of shot.
Yeah, so you're sitting there and you're kind of talking to this guy, and the walkie comes alive, and you can hear clearly there's trouble in the bottom of the spaceport. Or you said you're coming? Can you and your men help the situation? And he kind of looks at you. I think we can help. And he he looks back at you and he goes, "We'll handle Max. Can you talk him down?"
I can try.
If it's Max, then hopefully we can. So there are now 3 guys with you, and one of them has a shotgun. So I'll distinguish that by just giving him a name.
Yeah, give him a dot. Name works. Hey, shotgun guy.
Shotgun. So you guys we'll say you move up to right about here. You've kind of moved up to take a little bit of cover from kind of behind these crates as you're peeking around.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say this is essentially since combat is done in zones, we're going to say essentially this is like a zone here in front. There's about a zone
just
here.
beside, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like a zone right here. So that you're in this zone here, so that it's not just immediately outside and then inside.
Spaceport security hubs.
Yeah.
Whatever
and
that
then there's
building is.
Yeah. I don't know what off the top of my head. I know these
it's
things
totally
right
not
here
labeled, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like a storage
These things right
bin.
here are containers. These are more storage bins like they lived in.
Mm-hmm.
So this is access to the subterranean level.
Oh, okay.
That's like a ladder down. It's a small building for maintenance, I guess. It might be for like some different power line or for connecting. Yeah. Shrug. Not necessarily important at this moment. So you guys get to right here. Max, you have picked up your weapon and you've donned this armor. What are you going to do next?
Let me ask you real quick. What's the armor rating of the armor?
5.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I was just going through trying to make sure what the armor was. Anyway,
But I think it does. Let me just double check. It's not quite as good as M3 personal armor. Yep, that's it. That's all it is. M3 personal armor, essentially.
Okay.
Like less good personal armor.
Oh, these guys are Colonial Marines. Huh?
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna continue pushing forwards towards the shuttle. So I guess I move
All right.
forwards one. It's a fast move.
So you move into this room, and this is going to trigger something that, well, a lot of these things we've never done. So
Ambush?
Max, yeah, so you have, Jimmy and you guys have walked over here, and you're looking in through this open door, and you see what looks like Max. There's a dead body on the floor, and you see Max has an AK and what looks like body armor. You definitely did not notice that the last time you...
Yeah, he's killed a man.
So as you move into this next room, you trigger what is called Overwatch. So this guy called for help and was just trying to protect himself. So as a fast action, you can assume this means you aim in a specified direction and are ready to shoot. Let's see. Counts as a normal attack, a slow action, and yeah, it's just like he just makes a normal attack.
Wouldn't it be great if this is the scene where Jimmy gets to watch his son get shot down? Although at the same time, Jimmy just did say, I'd be willing to trade my freedom for my son. Or the other way around, I'll be willing to get freedom by giving my son up. So
this guy is... Yeah, this guy is incredibly he's incredibly stressed, he's incredibly hurt. I'm going to say he's going to do full auto again and push his luck, giving him 3 stress dice, and he's going to hope for the best.
I mean, it does give him a... Alright. So, 4 damage.
So he does 3 points of damage to you as he So Jimmy, you're looking around the corner and like you're moving forward, and you see Max like stride through in this body armor, and a ripple of fire cascade into him. You can pretty much see the bullets like flying around him as he steps through this doorway. You take.
Oh fuck me!
Holy shit! You were right. So 6 is torn to shreds. So you look around this corner, and Max is striding through this hallway, and you hear just a rapid gunfire, and Max is just like in front of you. It's all slow motion. You're probably like
Yeah.
You were my one bargaining chip.
The guy's like trying to hold you back, and like there's you feel the hands like on your shirt, and as you like fall forward, and he's just like boom, 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 blown apart.
I was doing so well. Knew it couldn't last.